money goes in these things sometimes as well, so you have to keep that in mind. What's up, you guys? Andre here with Jack of All Trades. I got a pile of scrap metal in my backyard over here and some other scattered throughout, and I'm just absolutely tired of looking at it. It has become an eyesore at this point, so I will be taking it to the scrapyard today. But before we do that, I want to make a pretty cool experiment, or at least I think so. So I recently removed this dryer right here for $80 from a job, and I want to see if I can find any money in it. And if I can, that will be our second time getting paid for it, and then obviously scrapping it would be the third time. So if we can get paid 3 times from one piece of metal, that will be phenomenal. All right, time to get to work and see if we can find anything in it. Typically they have a power cord right here, but this one looks like it was removed before I removed it from the job. And if they do come with them, take them out. It only takes a couple seconds and you will make a lot more money, because that power cord is copper heavy, and you can also sell it if you don't want to scrap it, because they're worth like 20, 30, 40 bucks depending on the cord. And since I'm already taking this thing apart, I'm not gonna worry about these wires too much. They're very copper little, if any. These right here carry a pretty decent amount, so I'm gonna cut these off while I'm at it. That way I can make a couple extra bucks as well. This is not hard to do at all, and if you have a couple extra minutes, I mean, why not do it and make a couple extra bucks for your business? Because at the end of the day, every dollar helps, especially in the winter when you're slow. If you've never taken one apart, don't think too much of it. Also, you don't have to worry about anything because you're trashing it either way. So if you break something, it don't matter. So think of it that way. There's no failing, basically. It's all up. This is typically where the money would be, in this motor over here. Sometimes it's able to slide through the cracks, but a lot of the time it just gets stuck over here. And look at that, we found a quarter. So we found some money. I don't think we're gonna find much in this one though. It looks very clean. So far we're at 35 cents. Not bad, honestly. This looks like a stainless. There's money in this. Money goes in these things sometimes as well, so you have to keep that in mind. Plus, this is stainless steel, so it's worth a little bit more money, but it's dirty, so I'm not sure how much more money. And then to remove these things, you just have to remove 1, 2, 3 screws on each piece. So let's start off with this one. They're pretty big. So we got another 10 cents, and then let's flip it. Bunch of random balls. Don't know what those are for. Also, one thing to keep in mind whenever you remove these dryers from jobs is that if you actually clean them and fix them, you can make a lot more money than just scrapping them. But then you also have to keep in mind that they're worn down pretty good. Like this belt right here, it's on its last legs. It could snap within a month, you know, it might last a year, but you never know. I'd feel guilty selling something and then it breaks on the customer. But you never know, sometimes they last forever. And then like these wheels right here, they're still in very good shape on this dryer, but sometimes they go bad, and that's why people get rid of them, because they start making an excessive amount of noise. But to replace them, it's not hard, and you can find like 4 of them for like 20 bucks or 10 bucks on Amazon. They're very cheap if you buy knockoff parts. If you buy original from like LG or Samsung, whatever you're fixing, then yes, it gets a little bit more pricey. But let's continue taking this thing apart. I'm actually curious to see how much money we're gonna get in total out of it. This one looks loaded compared to the other one. Nothing there. Nothing there. Another 31 cents. Actually 41 because there was a dime earlier too. We got a penny on the next one, and then let's see if we got anything in here. Absolutely nothing, but that's okay. Cut this cord off real quick. I'm gonna cut off these wires real quick. If you're just doing this one time, it's not worth your time. We're not gonna make much money, but if you collect it over time, it will add up, so might as well do it. This is a very common part that just burns up due to people neglecting the maintenance. If you don't clean up this lint, like every couple years or so, it'll build up until the heater burns up eventually. This motor right here is very easy to remove, and they typically do hold some money in it. One thing to keep in mind is that they're usually reverse threaded on motors. So if it doesn't work in reverse, put it in forward and it'll take it out. Every dryer is a little bit different, so sometimes it actually is a pain to remove these motors, but you can do it. It had to come in somehow, you know. Sometimes all you need is a pry bar, and it slides right out like one of these bad boys. This is actually the first time I'm using this tool. I bought this thing for a deck removal job and it didn't go well, and boom, it just took out this motor that's worth a couple bucks. And then this is another motor right here that you can take out and make some more money. Once you remove these springs, this thing usually just slides up. Yep, perfect. Then you can also remove the plastic from it. Some scrapyards might trip, some don't care, but might as well. There you go. Now we got ourselves another motor right here. Unfortunately, I don't see any more money in it, so I think that's gonna call it for this dryer. Doing this won't make you rich, but will make a good payday one day. Right now, you know, it ain't nothing great, but sometimes you can find $100, a gold ring or gold chain, something crazy that is actually worth something. So I'd say, you know, if you got the time, it's worth taking it apart. But let's see how much money we got total. So this is a quarter, this is 6 cents right here. Let's just say whatever, 30 cents, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 101, which makes $1.01. Not bad. Doing this probably doubled my profit because these motors sell for a lot more than what regular scrap sells, and then these copper wires also sell for more. And then this is cash right here, so I would say this was a win. A couple minutes for double the profit. When I scrap these motors, I don't just take them in one by one. I collect quite a bit and then I take them in. That way it's more worth my time because you do have to wait longer compared to just dumping regular scrap, because they have to weigh this a lot more carefully since it's worth more money. I also have a couple pieces of copper that I got from a couple jobs. I just got to clean them up and then throw them in the bin as well. And I do the same thing with the miscellaneous wire. Just toss it in the bin, let it pile up. Cutting off the cords off lamps also makes a difference. That's how most of my cords come, from cutting them off appliances or furniture. Since I have this washer right here, I wanted to show you guys another way you can make some extra bucks. These front load washers always have motors, and so do the top loads. If you take them up, that's probably like $2 to $3 on that motor due to the copper or aluminum, whatever. There you go. It's just a little bit tough because it has magnets over here sometimes. Well, they all do, all the time. And it kind of pulls its way back in, so you got to go side to side and then it comes off. And then if you need extra magnets, perfect. Here are your free extra magnets. And then if you don't have a 10 mil, you're probably gonna have to go to the store and buy one, because usually all of them are on 10 mils. And before I take it off, let me just even check if it's aluminum or copper. They always pay for it as aluminum at the yards, but if it's copper, like, you can take it apart and make more money. But yeah, this is aluminum, because if you scratch it and it's like silver or stainless steel looking, that's what aluminum is. If it's like yellow or something, that's more like copper. And then if you need extra bolts, here are your free extra bolts. They're pretty good, but I don't need them. And this just comes off, and boom, you got yourself a copper motor, or aluminum, but you sell it as an electric motor. And then another thing people do is go the extra mile, take everything apart to get the stainless steel tub out, and then they sell it as a fireplace for like 10, 15, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, depending on the market. I'm actually going to use this skid steer to load the scrap metal up, because I haven't used this thing in a couple days and I don't want the battery to kill itself for just sitting parked. This piece of metal is pretty heavy. This was a pretty good table. I almost forgot to put these away. Always make sure you remove your tools from the trailer or whatever. And all this miscellaneous stuff I'm just gonna throw in by hand. But this is an iPad I got from a job, and when my brothers were in town, we were practicing shooting with like a metal BB gun, and obviously I hit most of the targets, but they did pretty good themselves. Missed. Bro, you guys can't aim. Look at Sam. Even old hoverboards, you can recycle them. They weigh quite a bit, surprisingly. It's time to hook up the trailer to the truck, pull up there, throw in some more scrap metal, and then go on and head out to the scrapyard. I'm glad I didn't just throw this thing in, because I was like, man, I don't know how hard it's gonna be to take out this motor. But as you guys saw, I mean, it came out extremely easy. So that makes another motor for the collection. I already threw most of the scrap metal in. I'm just gonna finish it off with these bed rails and then go ahead and head out. Curious to know how much we're actually gonna make. I'm gonna take you guys to the scrapyard with me this time fully. I'll show you guys how I pull in, scale, dump, go back on the scales, then go to the office, get paid, and then basically you're good to go wherever you want after that. Because I know some of you guys are curious how this process actually works because you've never done it before, because I know I was when I started. after you dump, you basically loop around and get back to square one where you scaled in. Now you're gonna scale out and then drive to the office, and then that's where you get paid. This right here is worth some good money. Aluminum rims.
So not saving lately, spending all your money.
Yep, I'm broke.
No, you probably have a lot of money.
No, I don't.
I see you working a lot.
Yeah, because I'm broke. I got a total of $74.20 for this load, which honestly is not that bad. I was expecting it to be a little bit less, so I'll definitely take it. Total, really, this is over $100 for me because it saves me money from dumping it at the landfill. So, you know, it ain't as bad as it seems. Y'all ever see a semi truck get towed by one of these monstrous semi trucks? Well, here it is. I got more cleanup I want to do, but first I'm gonna let these chickens out. That way they can have some fun as well. You guys ready to come out? The other ones are cold probably. Yeah, they're just chilling in here. And I gotta change their bedding today as well. Many of you guys have commented saying that I need to put all my attachments on a pallet, and I'm finally doing that. So I just kept these pallets I got from jobs, and the reason I'm keeping so many is because I'm actually gonna have a use for them. I'll store firewood on top of them compared to keeping it on the ground. That way it's gonna keep the dirt away for the most part. Getting rid of the scrap metal and moving this stuff back here is definitely gonna make my neighbors a little bit happier, because you can see my yard from the main road because I'm down a hill. As you guys can see, I got the chicken coop all cleaned up and replaced the pine shavings, and thankfully we ended up getting another call from a repeat customer that requested a junk removal estimate, and he does not live far from me, so I'm gonna head out there today. Even if he lived far, I'd still go out there today, unless you would want to schedule for another day, just because, man, the competition is crazy right now. If you don't jump on it right away, somebody else will. Come on, chickens, let's go home. Come on, let's go. Let's go home.
The TV right there.
The TV.
Yeah, basically this little bit of junk here. So I'm gonna have to get rid of stuff. We'll get rid of this.
Okay.
Right above this room is just a standard recliner, old leather recliner. You want to take a look at it?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
It's old. We've had it for forever. This one right there, I've got some stuff on right now.
Burnt up on you?
Yeah, and I'm not a go fix them kind of guy. I'll just throw them. They're cheap enough.
Yeah, I don't even think they're worth fixing. Insulation or something?
Yeah, it was left over from the bonus room up there. I'm never going to use it now. So. You guys take the container too.
You want the container gone? You sure? If you want to keep it, we could dump it. But if you don't care, dump it. All right.
Behind the whole time with all the trash because it just mounts up too quickly.
Yeah. I just got back home, but landing this junk removal job was definitely clutch because my business really needed it. But if you guys enjoyed this content, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.